Λοιπόν, καλώς ήρθατε σε άλλο ένα μέρος του Secret Files Tunguska, ή τα μυστικά έγγραφα. Τέλος πάντων. Ναι, το προηγούμενο βίντεο τραβήχτηκε γύρω στις 13 μέρες πριν, ανέβηκε χθες. Υπέροχα είναι. Έψαξα να βρω ποιο είναι το πρόβλημα εδώ πέρα. Τι έχουμε? Μπράβο, ρε κινητό. Με την ανάλυση του παιχνιδιού υπάρχει πρόβλημα, γιατί πώς το λένε, είναι σε 1024-768 νομίζω. Και δεν μπορώ να τη μετατρέψω σε 720p ή σε... Πώς βγαίνεις από εδώ? Ή σε 1080. Γι' αυτό ακριβώς το λόγο μου αφήνει και ένα δεξιά-αριστερά, και βασικά γενικά το παιχνίδι είναι σχεδιασμένο για μικρή ανάλυση.
The fuses. Hello? Can I interrupt for a moment?
You're not interrupting, on the contrary.
Και αυτό μπορώ να το μεγαλώσω λίγο, να το κάνω τίποτα stretch. Γιατί στην εικόνα μου που το βλέπω εγώ, πιάνει όλη την οθόνη. Βέβαια είναι μικρή ανάλυση, αλλά και πάλι δεν είναι τετράγωνο. Ούτε έχει και ένα δεξιά-αριστερά.
Looking back, there are plenty of ways to interpret it, but especially conspicuous? No, not really.
That's a shame. Yesterday evening you offered me your help. Does the offer still stand?
But of course. My name is Max, by the way.
Mina. But you know that, don't you?
So,
Δεν το ξέραμε το όνομά του.
In the last few hours, I've heard the name Tunguska several times. Do you know anything about it?
Do you mean that Tunguska catastrophe from 1908?
Yes, could be.
At the beginning of the last century, something exploded there. The destruction must have been enormous, but even today nobody really knows what happened back then. Your father once took part in an expedition to Tunguska, but you probably know that, don't you?
We never really spoke much about what he used to do. After my mother's death, he never wanted to speak about his work in Russia anymore.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It was a long time ago. She was killed in a traffic accident. Shortly after that, we came to Germany. I think my father simply wanted to leave all of that behind him.
And your father never spoke about his work in Russia? Didn't you ever ask him?
No. He asked me never to ask him again. And I kept my word, despite being very interested at times.
Well, I know a little more about it. In 1908, an unidentified object went down over the Siberian taiga. A huge area was completely destroyed by the shockwave and a wall of fire. The shepherds who lived there, the so-called evenk, were either hurled through the air or burnt. There were hardly any survivors to witness anything. Several expeditions were started to find out the cause of this catastrophe, but despite all their efforts, no clues or any evidence was found that was at all helpful. And in time, several fantastic theories arose, from a meteorite colliding with Earth, the appearance of an unknown type of energy, to the explosion of a spaceship. And off the top of my head, that is about everything that I can tell you on the subject. But somewhere in the archive I still have a few articles over the Tunguska phenomenon lying around. Shall I go and get them?
Yes, that would be sweet of you. Oleg spoke about it, and I read one of my father's mails to him. There was also something about it in there. Maybe it will bring me a little further.
Okay, I just have to get a few small things done here, and then I'll have a look around the archive.
Thank you very much. Yesterday evening, Eddie was mumbling something about people in black robes. I didn't take him very seriously at first, because his description was, let's say, a little strange. But I spoke to a little girl today who saw something similar last night. She even took a photo of the men in black robes. Unfortunately, there is not very much to see. but I'll certainly speak to Eddie about it again.
Τι άλλο?
Do you know where I can find him?
No, I have no idea. I haven't seen him all day. He's probably crept away somewhere quiet to think about it all.
You mean he's drinking again?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Unless...
Unless what?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing? Come on out with it, tell me.
Well, if those strange men in black noticed that he was watching them...
You mean they came back?
I don't know. At the moment, I have no idea what is actually happening here.
Well, this is something we have in common.
Συγγνώμη, η ιδέα μου είναι ή αλλάζει η φωνή της?
I found this piece of paper amongst my father's records. Does it tell you anything?
LA 60 AK19 AL? That sounds like one of our exhibits. What about it?
No idea. I was hoping that you could tell me that.
Not spontaneously, but I can go and get the item. The note with the description of the diadem is missing, but you just had it in your hand. I don't know any more about it either.
Thanks a lot. Can I take my time to have a look at it?
Of course, but please don't forget to put it back later. Otherwise your father will tear my head off.
If he still can.
Hey, stop thinking like that. We'll find him, I promise.
Yes, hopefully. There must be an important reason
Πάλι
why
αλλάζει η
Daddy
φωνή της.
kept a piece of paper with the description of the diadem at home. But what? And what is that about the true princess? He used to call me that sometimes. Is it a message to me that I should be able to understand somehow? Think, Nina. Think quickly. Does the name Oleg Kambursky say anything to you?
Kambursky? Oleg Kambursky? No, nothing. Should it?
Unfortunately, I don't exactly know that either.
Άντε,
The
γεια.
things out of the archive about Tunguska.
Yes, I'll get going now. But it could take a while until I've sorted through the records.
No problem. I'll wait here.
Ω, τι μας άφησε στο γραφείο του? Υπολογιστής, τίποτα εδώ. Ψάξε, κύρα μου, ψάξε. Εδώ σου άφησε ολόκληρο... Ω, σου άφησε ολόκληρο γραφείο.
Let's see what we find here.
Μας έδωσε αυτό και αυτό. Ναι. Έχουμε τίποτα άλλο μέσα, όχι. Α.
Looks kind of threatening. That red eye on the totem. If I swipe things from Max's office, he certainly won't keep helping me. But I'd like to get rid of this eye. Looks kind of threatening. That red eye on the totem seems to be following me everywhere I go. If I swipe...
Τέλος πάντων. Πάμε εδώ μέσα. Voilà.
No,
X,
I'm not going to
X.
take this. Your father...
Τι να...
Plaster of Paris. The text says to add water and vegetable oil and mix to achieve the
Oh.
desired consistency.
Εδώ πέρα. Τι φτιάξαμε?
The putty is ready for use. I hope I know what I'm doing. That diadem has now been robbed of any beauty it once had. There are 3 stones missing out of the diadem. It
Τώρα
looks rather
κατάλαβα.
unspectacular, but it seems to be important for my father. I should find out why. I hope that thing is in the right position. As soon as the putty has dried, I'll only be able to get it off with brute force.
Α, το άλλο πρέπει να είναι εδώ.
I'll carefully pour the
Ωραία.
acid over the stone. The acid is doing its work admirably. The stone is beginning to corrode. I'll have to take it out of the acid at the right moment. Otherwise, the inclusion will go the same way as the rest of the stone. That should hold.
Τώρα πάμε δίπλα. Κάποιο εδώ. Να βλέπω. Λοιπόν, πάρ' το.
If I swipe things from Max's office, he certainly won't keep helping me. But I...
Γλωστό.
So the spoke has now broken off, but that eye now can no longer look at me in that evil way. I can only hope that Max doesn't
Πάρ' το εδώ
notice.
μέσα.
Great!
Τώρα.
It fits! My replacement jewels are not really beautiful, but then modeling and handicrafts were never my greatest
φόρεσε το.
strengths. I don't think that I can get closer to illumination by wearing the diadem.
Όχι, τίποτα. Βγες έξω, τι να σου πω. Είσαι εδώ μέσα. Μπορούμε να το κάνουμε τίποτα εδώ. Τι είναι αυτό?
I think this is where...
Όχι, όχι. Εδώ τίποτα. Ακόμα δεν έχουμε βρει το νόμισμα. Πάρε ένα τηλέφωνο, τους φίλους σου.
Who should I call? My father would answer if he could, and I'm not really in the mood for small talk.
Ρίξε ένα καθάρισμα. Άστα. Φύγε. Κάτω. Τι ψάχνουμε τώρα?
I think I still have more to do here. Too angry. I don't think.
Βάλ' το πάνω στο δεινόσαυρο. Όχι, βάλ' το σε αυτό το δεινόσαυρο. Το πάει ωραία. Όχι. Πού να το βάλει? Αυτό τι λέει?
There's a number.
Βάλε εδώ πέρα.
My father.
Όχι. Έχει τίποτα άλλο να κοιτάξω? Όχι. Και εδώ. Χεία. Πάμε έξω. Δεν μπορούμε να το κάνουμε τίποτα άλλο εδώ πέρα, όχι. Αν το καθαρίσουμε λίγο, όχι. Όντως εδώ πέρα το έχουμε βρει το νόμισμα. Βάλε αυτό.
Looks like
Όχι. Εντάξει, εντάξει. Εν τω μεταξύ νομίζω ότι είχα πει ότι ψάχνουμε κόκκινο νόμισμα. Δεν ήθελα από κίτρινο ή το αντίθετο. Εντάξει.
My father was never the picture or all these files and records have been thrown out over the floor. It wouldn't.
Εγώ δεν βρίσκω τίποτα άλλο εδώ μέσα. Αυτό όμως εδώ τι κάνει?
I think this is where the rock samples undergo the first analysis. I haven't the faint. Besides
Πάρε
this
κάποιον. Όχι. Γράψε κάτι. Δεν έχει τίποτα άλλο εδώ μέσα.
It's already been.
Τίποτα. Τι κάνω? Πω τρέχει και παιδί. Εδώ.
A list of local pizza deliveries. The fuses are all.
Ω Θεέ μου, πάλι δεν έχω ιδέα τι να κάνω.
King of the dinosaur.
Όχι, μην πας εκεί. Λοιπόν, έχουμε τίποτα από εδώ? Όχι. Δεν μπορώ έξω κάτι. Φόρα το εδώ.
I don't think that I can get...
Α, φορά το σε ένα γάλμα. Μηχανή. Όχι. Τι έχασα, κάτι πάλι.
I think I still... My motor...
Ωραία φίλε, πάλι κόλλησα. Κόλλησα. Ναι,
The diagram... When I
πήγε
look...
πίσω. Τώρα τι πρέπει να κάνω. Α, save.
Who should I call?
Τι κάνουμε τώρα.
The phone... No. An award from the Russian Academy of Science.
Ναι.
A picture of my...
Τραβαπέσαι. Να σας σπρώξω.
The radiator is lukewarm.
Λίγο πιο ακραίο.
The air has already been released from the radiator.
Α, έκανε και εξαίρεση, δεν σφυρίζει.
I don't want to take it along, and besides, looks like there... I don't want... I don't... 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 I...
Πού θα το βρω αυτό.
I don't... Looks like...
Βάλε αυτό. Βάλε το κινητό. Βάλε αυτό. Βάλε κάτι. Βάλε τα κλειδιά σου. Τι λέω.
The note says, and the prince said to the princess, whether vertical, horizontal, or in both main diagonals, make sure that there is never a repeat within a line. Does that have something to do with the coins?
Έλα μου.
I don't think...
Ωραία φίλε, μπλέξαμε πάλι. Κρύφτο. Βάλ' το εδώ κάπου.
I think the...
Θέλει να με νευριάσει πάρα πολύ.
I don't think that I...
Τι τώρα δεν το κάνω αυτό.
My replacement jewels are not... There's a number on... Originally, my father...
Θα να παγώσει. Βάλε το κινητό σου. Βάλε την καρτέλα. Γράψε εδώ πέρα. Τι κόλλησα πάλι. Πού είναι και αυτός ο Μαξ. Βάζουμε το στέμα σε μια λάμπα αντί να το φορέσουμε. Εντάξει. Έστω.
Whether I'll get any brighter? Wow, it works!
Όχι και μουσικουλά. Μ' αρέσει η μουσικουλά.
Somebody seems to have marked one of the rooms with invisible ink, and it has just been revealed by the colored light beam. I have no idea where this room 8 is located exactly because there's no map key. Although it seems to be one of the rooms that are being renovated.
Α, πάμε να τα δούμε. Θέλω να τραβήξουμε φωτογραφία. Όχι, τίποτα τέτοιο. Όχι. Οκ. Γεια σου Μάξ.
Wow, not bad. I only go away for a few minutes and you transform the museum into a light show.
Oh, I'm sorry, but
That's okay. But what is all this stuff? What does it mean?
I don't exactly know either. But if this riddle really comes from my father, then he must have had an extremely good reason for the whole effort.
Have you found anything out yet?
I'm still working on it. And you?
Πες μου γιατί
Is there anything
Tunguska.
new on the subject of Tunguska?
Not a lot. Here, I found these 2 articles.
Ευχαριστώ. Ό,τι και να μου δώσεις.
The light beam has changed the color of the escape plan on the wall. A room with the number 8 seems to be highlighted.
Να παρετρέχει μύτη μου.
Is that one of the rooms that is currently being renovated?
Yes, and they've been renovating it for ages. The complete substance of this house is unfortunately no longer the best, and the workers are having a lot of problems completing the job.
Was there anything special in that room?
Well, no, not really. All of the exhibits from that room are currently stored in my office. Are you looking for something specific?
If only I knew.
We can go straight to my office. Maybe you'll find something there to help you out.
Πάει να τη ρίξει.
Come on into my office and we'll have a look at the exhibits from room 8. Have a look around. All these things are out of the room that's being renovated.
Αυτό θέλω να δω. Αυτό εδώ πέρα θέλω να δω.
I think that must be some sort of...
Όχι. Κάτι είχε εκεί πάνω. Κάτι είχε.
That thing has obviously just been set in there. It doesn't belong to the relief disc.
Πάμε στο γραφείο να το βάλουμε να δούμε τι θα γίνει. Τι. Ναι, πάμε στο γραφείο να δούμε τι θα γίνει. Έχω στο μέσα. Μπράβο.
The note says, and the prince said to the princess,
Τι πρέπει να τα αλλάξω
whether
τώρα.
vertical, horizontal, or in both main diagonals, make sure that there is never a repeat within a line. Does that have something to do with the coins?
Οπότε πρέπει να πάω εδώ μέσα. Άρχισε και να τα αλλάζει την τύχη. Όχι. Εδώ. Μάλλον... Ρε, γύρισες μου. Το φτιάξα.
Oops, that opened up a trap door. It appears to be
Γιατί
some kind of
κολλάει.
secret compartment. What could my father need one for? It contains documents.
Να πάρει.
It has to do with my father's
Από τότε που
research
έβαλα το
expedition.
patch, έβαλα
It's
το
written
patch στο
here that in
1,3, όπως το
1958 he was
λένε.
the leader of a secret
κάνει
expedition into the Tunguska
τέλος
region.
πάντων.
Apparently after the 1958 expedition, someone in the highest position tried to keep the results secret. It has to do with some strange plant growth. Daddy wanted to continue his research, but all further investigations were prohibited. Then apparently he did travel to the region again himself, only in the company of a certain Manuel Perez and a local guide. That was in 1977. If I understand this correctly, a lot went wrong on this expedition. Something awful happened to Perez, and both of them were arrested. My father has not been able to find out what exactly happened to him that night, and Perez disappeared without a trace from that time forward. Daddy writes later that here at the latest, he should have realized that human life is always more important than research.
Έτσι.
What does he mean? Maybe I should ask Max. He'd be able to help me with all the formulae and explain the scientific expressions. And this is a letter from some society in Ireland. But these are just empty pages? I definitely need help. Maybe Max knows something about it all.
Sorry, I still don't have anything.
But how that is connected with my father's disappearance, I don't yet know. But I have found some of his records in a secret compartment. They describe a secret expedition and some very strange events and...
Hey, slow down. I can't follow you that quickly.
The best thing to do would be to come with me to my father's office. I'll show you the records, and then we should perhaps have a look at his filing cabinet.
Okay, let's go.
I told you that I didn't want to see you here again. Believe me, it
Τι
really
θα μας
would be
πυροβολήσει
better if
αυτός?
you'd kept out of it. Now I have no other choice but to...
Πάρτα! Πάρτα!
Ola Kambursky?
Looks like I came just in time. Are you okay?
Yes, I think so. What did the detective want from us anyway?
Did he want to shoot us?
Well, he probably doesn't have his weapon trained on you just for the fun of it. We should get away from here before this guy wakes up.
Περίμενε, πρέπει να κάνω save.
I'm sorry that I was so unfriendly when we first met. For some time now, I've had the feeling that I'm being pursued, and my nerves are shot right now. Of course I know your father. To be precise, I have known him for a very long time, and I know him very well. I was with him on one of his expeditions back then. We were in the Tunguska region back then, together with the Cuban Manuel Perez, an Irish biologist whose name I can't recall at the moment, and some assistants. I don't want to get into details regarding the events of the past, but for some reason, someone appears to be very interested right now. I have the feeling that not only your father, but I as well am in danger, and possibly all members of that past expedition still living. Of course, I can't prove it, but if I'm not mistaken, the Russian Secret Service, FSB, could be behind it. They already tried back then to prevent us, and your father in particular, from undertaking further expeditions. You know about your mother?
My mother? Why? What does she have to do with anything?
You know that she died in an accident?
Yes, but...
It is rather questionable whether it really was an accident. You were in the car as well. I was driving behind you, and the car suddenly crashed through a bridge railing and plunged into a river. I was barely able to get you out of there. But when I tried to save your mother, 2 of my fingers were torn off. Therefore...
Daddy never told me anything about that.
I'm certain he tried not to burden you with that as well. The 2 of us have already reproached ourselves enough. But enough about the past. Now we have to find your father again. Due to the events of the last few days, I activated a few of my contacts. One of them is Sergei, who is moving in circles which, well, I'd rather not be found anywhere near them. But he knows just about everything that no one is actually supposed to know. According to his information, a research station was built in the Tunguska region decades ago, and now another transport is planned to go there. Supposedly, not all the scientists who are to be transported there are participating. This research trip and the disappearance of your dad a few days before its start could very well be linked.
Does that mean my father was kidnapped and is now sitting on a train to Siberia? What do they want from him?
Even if, officially, he hasn't been active in research for years, he is still an expert in his field. I am sure that Sergei could help us.
I have to go to Moscow?
I have an airplane. We could be there in a few hours. I know this is all quite a lot to swallow at once, but if your dad is really on that train, we have no time to lose. As soon as he reaches the Tunguska region, we'll barely be able to get him out again. The area around the station is too heavily guarded.
What do you mean?
I don't know, but maybe it is the only chance. So let's go.
Πάμε.
It would be good if someone stayed behind, in case Vladimir does get in touch after all.
But...
Nina, we should go if we want another chance to get there before the train leaves.
I suppose I could have another look at your father's records, but I don't have a good feeling.
Great. Then let's go.
Take good care of yourself, okay?
I'll do my very best. I wish I could.
Yes, me too. Good luck.
Άντε. Κι άλλο βίντεο. Το οποίο δεν παίζει και καλά. Μου βγάλε πρόβλημα συμβατότητας με το καινούριο patch. Υποτίθεται ότι με το patch διορθώνουν πράγματα, δεν σου... Τέλος πάντων.
All it did tell me
Χριστέ μου.
if I had known that, my price would have gone down.
Yes, I'm happy to see you too. You can help me in the search for my father?
Sergei can do a lot of things. Some say Sergei can do everything. But Sergei is martyr, so let's just stick with Sergei can do almost everything.
Yes, yes. Modesty honors you.
What can I do for you?
I thought you knew that.
Sure, but Sergei needs all the information again firsthand. And looking at your mouth and your moving lips.
Are you going to help me or just gawk?
How does the saying go? One hand washes the other.
Okay. So, my father has disappeared. I only wanted to meet him in the museum where he worked. And as I arrived...
Yeah. Sergei knows that.
Then what do you want to know?
What did your father do in the last few weeks? What was he working on? Who was he working for?
Oh, quite honestly, I have no idea. I have never really spoken to my father to any extent about his work. He tends to hold hour-long lectures about scientific things, and after a few minutes, I tend to fall half asleep. Then at some time, we agreed to leave the subject of work out of our conversations.
Not good. Really not good.
Yes, I know, but it doesn't matter now anyway. But again, I really don't know what it was, or for who he has been working for recently. Besides his work for the museum, he still held lectures and prepared reports, but I can't be any more exact than that. All I know is that in the last few days he seemed a bit unconcentrated, as if he was especially concerned with something. But what that was?
That gets us nowhere. A couple of birdies told me in the last few days that another train is leaving for the Tunguska region today. It has to do with some kind of scientific experiments. What kind exactly, I don't know. But it's not important now. In any case, a few old friends have been reactivated.
Old friends? Reactivated?
Scientists and people who know the area who were in the Tunguska region in the past, they were, well, asked to cooperate. Some came voluntarily. Others had to be persuaded.
Oh, I understand.
Good. Be that as it may, your father may be with them.
Is he in danger?
If he doesn't do anything stupid, he won't have any problems normally.
But how are we going to get him out?
We aren't going to get him out at all. But as I've already said, Sergei can do almost everything. An old acquaintance is standing at the side entrance of the train station. He'll take you in and give you a pass and a uniform. As soon as you're on board the train, you should be able to find enough time to look around. The guards on board are usually busy drinking and playing cards during the trip. Oh, and by the way, you're traveling under the name Nina Perkova. Your last name could give you away if your father is actually on board.
So I get in the train, eliminate all the guards, and free my father. Alone? Great plan. Just great.
When you find him, then we'll see how you'll get your father out. Not to worry. Sergei would never leave such a sweet ass hanging.
Okay, that's a relief then. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit nervous about my father. I really am happy that you could help me. Thank you.
That's okay, little one. They don't call Sergei the good soul of Moscow for nothing. And don't forget, even if you get information that you don't know what to do with, Sergei can certainly figure it out.
Okay, I'll see what I can find out.
Καλώς. Κάνε save. Πού πας?
Nice weather we're having, isn't it?
Yeah. It's much too nice to sit around out here. Comrade Yushin is taking your shift now. Isn't that nice of him? What? Why?
Come with me. Let's chat a bit.
Ω, πού τον πάνε τον καημένο?
It doesn't seem to be my lucky day today. Was that a coincidence, or did they find out that Sergei bribed one of the guards? In any case, I now have a huge problem. Sergei has gone. My cell phone has no signal here, and I have to get onto the train fast. Nina, it's time for a stroke of genius. I need an idea.
Τέλος πάντων. Τέλος βίντεο. Για τα λέμε στο επόμενο μέρος.